Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'll be showing you guys how I made this bridal shower acrylic sign. It was requested by my friend for her cousin, I think, and I always wanted to make one of these, so absolutely I was going to help her. This is an 8x24 sheet, but of course you could do whatever size you like. The front is all just gold acrylic vinyl and the back I painted with acrylic paint. This was really easy to do and I'll show you guys how I did it, so let's get started. Okay, so here I am on Cricut Design Space, and as you can see I already made some templates. My friend decided on this one right here, so that's what I will be using. And so I'll just get rid of all of this. And I'm just going to show you guys really quick how I made this. It was really easy. So as you guys know, I always start off with the shape of whatever it is that I'm working on. And in this case, I'm working on a piece of acrylic that's 18x24. So here I'm going to put in the measurements. This is the size. And what I like to do to get these like dashes is just go in basic cut and change it to a score. That way it just makes a little outline. Next, we just enter the text here, and for that, I just wrote welcome to. And that was in the just regular Cricut Sans font. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. I don't really measure, I just kind of eyeball it, so about 11.5 right here. Since this is also the font that I use at the bottom, I'm just going to duplicate it. And just write 56 days. Until, and right here I'm not sure why these don't flip. I think they're supposed to be like upside down and facing the other way, so I'm just gonna fix this when I print it. I'm not sure how to fix it on the computer, so this is something I'll do when I print it out. And this will go right here on the bottom. And as you can see here, lastly we just need the middle part, which just says Jenny's bridal shower. And here I just wrote Jenny, and we're going to change that to Hello Honey font. And if you need this font, it is available at thefont.com for free. I don't know what's going on. I click on them, but I don't have the arrows. So I don't know, maybe Cricut is glitching right here. That's okay. Here I decided to save my work and close down Cricut completely and then reopen it back up to see if the little glitch would go away. And thank God it did. Okay, so I have Jenny, and I'm just going to duplicate like I did last time, and I'm going to write bridal. And last part, just shower. And since this is actually really huge, this is why I'm doing separately, so I can print out everything together. I only have the mat that's 12x12. I don't have the 12x24, which maybe would have been more helpful here, but that's okay. Just going to write shower. Okay, and last part, if you really want to see the background here, that paint stroke, it was really easy to find. I just went on Google and typed in paint stroke. This is the one I used. I just saved it to my computer. And then this is actually 4 of those paint strokes, so I'll show you how I did that. This is here where I uploaded it. And from there, I just duplicate. And duplicate it again. And all together duplicated again. And from here I'm selecting all 3 that I duplicated. I'm just going to flip first horizontal and then vertical, and so we get that little paint, and then just select everything and we weld to make it one piece. And that is how I made the paint stroke. I'm not going to cut this out with vinyl. I just made it so I could see how it would look, you know, get a little sense of what the final thing will look like. But from here you could just put it in the background, and then you'll have an idea of what like everything will look like. So I'm just gonna hide everything that I don't need, so the box and the paint strokes, and now I'll just print everything in gold. Okay, and as you can see here, I have an error because one of my images is longer than 11.5. What you would do in this case is use a mat that's 12x24, but since I don't own that, I'll show you what you could do. So I'm going to put cancel, and this right here is the problem. It is larger than 11.5 inches. But what you could do is just, I don't know, maybe slice it. And once you slice it, you're kind of like separating that. So now these two will be 2 pieces. So you see, I can move it. Okay, so that is one way of doing it. If you don't want to slice it, that's fine. All you have to do is duplicate and then just delete what you don't need. It's kind of like using contour. So here I'm just going to delete the I do part. And here I'm going to delete the 50 days till. And now if we put them together, they are separate. So now I'll go over to make it, and you can see everything will fit in my 12 by 12 mat. Since we're just cutting on regular vinyl, there is no need to mirror. And as you saw, this was actually in 2 mats, but I was able to fit everything just in 1 mat. So that one has nothing on it. And now I feel like I'll use the most out of my space, because you guys know I don't like to waste. So now we just continue, and then we cut with our Cricut. Okay, and as always, I just have my normal mat. And I'm just going to be using this gold vinyl right here. And now we could just load it up to our Cricut and cut. And here I have my sheet, and this is 18 by 24. It fits right on my table. Thank God, I thought it was going to be too big. And then I have everything weeded out already. So of course I'm just going to go through and cut out all my stuff. And you see here, these for some reason didn't flip, and I didn't know how to flip it. So I'm just going to fix it really quick, and I'm just going to lift them up with my tweezer. And I'm gonna flip it, so like this one, and all fixed. And this acrylic sheet I got from Amazon. It was about like $26. I have the description in the bottom. Just make sure that when you get your acrylic, it has a good thickness, because you don't want it to be bending all over the place. And so I flipped it here, and I'm gonna be removing this top layer. I'm keeping the back because it has a grid, and I'm hoping that will help me align everything. And here I have my transfer tape, and believe it or not, I've had this tape since I started crafting about a year and 3 months ago, and it's lasted me forever. One tip to have is always reuse your transfer tape. Don't just throw it away. Like, I keep all my pieces until they're not sticky anymore. And I even feel sometimes it's better because less sticky helps me more. This is going to be maybe a little hard to get off, but I mean, I have to get a long piece. So this should be big enough, right? And I just use my measuring tape to like measure how far everything is. So this is about 2 inches. This is about 1.5 inches. Same for here, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And then here, it's about 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches. Just to have it, you know, the most symmetrical you can. Something you can do is I cut like my edges, and then I fold these in half. And just make a little crease on the top. Make sure you don't bend your vinyl, but then once you make the crease, you know where the middle is. So that's how I lined these top ones. These, since they're 2 pieces, it's kind of harder, but that's why I measure around. So this is what we're going to be putting on our sheet. So I'm going to start off with something easy and then just do the top first. For that, I think I can use these 2 old pieces of transfer tape that I have. I don't want to move anything, so I'm just going to be placing it right on top and kind of getting the edge so it doesn't move around. And there we go. here we go. Last part is just to do the background, and for that I'm just going to be painting it pink with some acrylic paint, and then we will be done. And so I'm just going to remove this other backing, and then we'll just get to painting. And here I just used some white and red paint, and I made pink, and I think this is okay. I made a bunch because probably going to need a lot here. And as you can see, we have flipped it over and removed the background because this goes on the back of it. And so we're just going to start just painting it all around. Okay, and I think that looks good for coat 1. I did kind of like the brush strokes on the outside, and I didn't go all the way to the edge because he wanted it just like a paint stroke inside. So I think this looks good. I'm going to do like maybe a second, maybe a third coat, and then we'll be done. So I'm just going to let this dry and then do the second coat. Okay, and this has been drying for a bit now, and I use my little fan here to help me. I just got it from Dollar Tree and I love it. As you saw, my first coat, I just kept, you know, the same brush strokes. I did not like go back and forth or anything. I feel like this makes it have a better look. So again, just make sure to stay consistent and just follow your paint strokes. So this is the second coat, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do a third coat. We'll see after this dries how it looks. But yeah, we're just going to let this dry again. Okay, so I just gave this a little wipe down with some Windex. Just be careful, don't scrub too hard over the vinyl. But this is basically the finished product. And this is what the back looks like, and I ended up doing 3 coats of paint. And I think that's enough. You can see it through the light. It's not that see-through, which is great. And now all you need is the easel, like that little stand, and then you're done. So I hope you liked this video and found it helpful. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And please also head over to my Instagram and my TikTok for a lot more pictures and videos of my work. And thank you so much for watching.